Alright guys, thank you for checking out Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. We have our daily weather update right now. Obviously, pretty moderate amount of hype about the Friday storm here, but I'm not expecting it to really be a significant event. It looks more like a moderate one, and here are a couple points I want to make about it. It's going to be a quick mover that's agreed on all the models. It's going to be less than 12 hours of snow falling in most areas, and it's going to be a widespread 4 to 8 inch swath. In terms of the heaviest snow, some spots could see an isolated 8 to 12 inch amount. It's going to be a mostly snowstorm. We're not going to see the type of mixing that we saw off the last one, at least north of DC. South of DC, things are going to get a bit dicey. The ratios are going to be high. It's going to be at least a 10 or 15 to 1 ratio for a lot of the Mid-Atlantic, definitely 15 to 1 into the northern Mid-Atlantic for the New York City area, and even 20 to 1 for portions of southern New England. And it is going to be primarily snow. It is going to be, again guys, not a major event, just more of a moderate type 1/2 an inch to inch per hour rates in most spots, and that won't be a full 12 hours, okay? It's going to be windy at times. You could have gusts on the order of 30 to 40 miles per hour, but I'm not expecting a blizzard, okay? This is not going to be anything like the storms that we saw earlier. Again, I think the catchphrase for the storm is plowable, not paralyzing. That's definitely my best stab at, essentially breaking down the storm. Plowable, not paralyzing. That's the storm for you in 3 words here for most spots. Now, here's the latest and greatest 12Z. NAM brings a decent moderate swath of snow from the Rockies eastward into the Mid-Atlantic. Takes the storm off. It strengthens it, but it doesn't take it through bombogenesis, and there is the 4 to 8 inch swath for most of the Mid-Atlantic. Here's a 12Z NAM. Definitely a cooler run. Not all snow south of north of DC, but more like all snow north of Richmond. And that's essentially dependent on track. And track is something that we're still working on essentially ironing out, but that we will certainly iron out. Here's the 12Z GFS. Other than its convective feedback issues, I think it's doing a good job. Here's a low, takes it off Virginia Beach. You get a snow swath, 4 to 8 inches, spreads through the Mid-Atlantic, then spreads through southern New England, and I agree with that right now. The question is, how far north does the snow extend? The NAM, say look at the NAM here, it extends the 4 to 8 inch amounts just to around central Connecticut back into Rhode Island. I agree. I think that's a little too far south. I think it's at least going to be to the Mass Pike, likely around the Mass-New Hampshire border. Alright, so that is essentially where I think this snow will extend. So definitely good solid plowable snow for southern New England and the Mid-Atlantic. Virginia. I know I have a lot of viewers from Virginia, but Virginia is going to be a really tough forecast. I say all snow north of DC, and that kind of leaves you folks in Richmond, Lynchburg, Norfolk, kind of leaves you guys hanging, right? Well, I think at this point my best stab at it for those areas is that it will change. The forecast is going to be changing. Looks like rain for most of the southeast part of the state. However, once you get into the interior, mixing and snow is certainly not out of the question. We'll just have to stay tuned for more details. Alright guys, snowfall accumulation maps coming out tomorrow, maybe later this evening. Stay tuned for that, and have a great day.